And welcome back, picking up where we left off last time in Long Dark, where we took a rest after climbing up the hill, so we have the fatigue well, after climbing up the rope, so we have the fatigue to get up the next rope. So unless the weather is absolutely perfect or absolutely horrible, we're probably going to go straight up the next rope. Yeah, this isn't great weather. If it was great weather, we might actually hang around and hunt some rabbits in ptarmigan, but I'm going to focus on getting up the rope. And to be fair, we might be able to hunt ptarmigan at the top of the rope, so I think there's ptarmigan and potentially rabbits at the top of the rope. Okay, ptarmigan down here, I just had them grow. Not that I'm particularly... well, I'm particularly bad at hunting ptarmigan, to be fair. So there's the rope, the long rope. I got crampons on, so if I got crampons on, I got like full fatigue like this. We shouldn't have a problem getting up it in one go with no stops. It would be a problem if we got stuck halfway, so I wouldn't like to go up the entire way in one go. It does have a couple places where you can stop to rest, and if you don't have crampons, it does make sense to potentially stop at those spots. That indicator in the bottom right, the rate that it decreases is decreased by having crampons on. So effectively it affects the maximum height you can climb, and that's all it does. It doesn't affect the fatigue gain, right? So if you're low on fatigue, it's going to cost the same amount of fatigue either way to go up a thing. It doesn't affect the calorie gain, or the calorie loss. So because I had the crampons on, we were basically able to climb, or I was able to climb up the whole thing in one go with no stopping. If I didn't have crampons on, we might get stuck in a situation where I'd have to stop going up part of the way. Your speed is affected by how much weight you're carrying. So it can...
Can't feel my feet.
make sense to... oops. Shot high. Shot low. Don't have any stones, so we're going to scare the ptarmigans retrieving arrows here. At least one of them. So it does make sense to not end up fatigued before you get to the top, ideally. There we go. 2 ptarmigan. So do be careful climbing up those things. You don't want to get over-encumbered in the middle of the climb. Especially long ones like that. It's usually not a problem when you're climbing down, but it's a bigger problem when you're climbing up. Do I think this is whether we can map in? If it is, it would make sense to start the fire, do the map, and then cook the ptarmigan. No, I think precipitation is getting too high. We're gonna give up and double back into the cave. So the summit here is pretty good for natural resources. It's maybe not particularly great for raw calories. Because there's no big game up here. It's only a small game.
It's dusk, so the night can't be far behind.
Oh, I don't need to do that because I have fire starting 5. We will have to burn a match though. Well, or I could burn like 1% off of the fire starter. Okay, so 42 minutes worth of water boiling. While that's going on, let's harvest the ptarmigan. I may not go through the whole process of harvesting the down. Because that's time consuming and not necessarily particularly rewarding. I think I have enough down at the moment, for example. But we are kind of passing the time until early morning weather happens. Yeah, I don't think this is... Oh, it might have actually been mappable weather. We'll go ahead and map it here anyway. So there's the polaroid. We want to map the polaroid. Do I go out and try... Sure. Worst case scenario, we'll lose the water there. Take a quick sprint out there. Might not even bother trying making a fire. Sprint out there, do the map, if it works, and then come back to that fire. Sounds like there's more ptarmigan up here. But yeah, up here, from a calorie perspective, there's only ptarmigan and rabbits. Aren't the densest source of food. Yeah, which side is the mapping spot? It's not the other side. This side. There we go. So we can see what basically did the Polaroid, got what we can get from the Polaroid. So, as it says up here, we got ptarmigan nests. I've seen rabbits up here. They might have actually replaced the rabbits entirely with ptarmigan. That wouldn't surprise me.
Can't feel my hands. So cold.
And now that we have that Polaroid, we can start to contemplate what places got missed by it to finish up the mapping of Timberwolf Mountain area. Now that we've arguably mapped the Timberwolf Mountain itself. Sounds like bad weather. Wouldn't be surprised if I'm barely getting more calories back from the porridge than I am losing to take the feathers off the ptarmigan here. Okay, how cold is it in here? 36 with a 24-degree fire, so it is plus 12. So I probably would be warm here if I set up the bedroll and try to take some sleep. sleep 2 hours at a time. This is the place that's open to the elements, so the weather can, in a particularly harsh blizzard, get particularly bad. But it should stay warm enough here deep in the cave for us not to be in full panic mode. Okay, I've got 3 pieces of charcoal, so we can do a little bit more mapping. We can get a little bit more out of the fire as well. Alright, this looks like good weather for traveling. What's the state of the map? Surveyed locations. Timberwolf Mountain. Okay, so we're missing 3 locations in Timberwolf Mountain. Deer clearing. Okay, so I gotta go back up to the top right corner. Eric's Falls, which I believe is the top left corner. And to Ash Canyon. And to Ash Canyon we'll probably do right before we leave on the way to Ash Canyon. So those are not actually 3 bad ones. Those are 3 places we probably do want to go. And with that in mind, let's get in the warm before really commit to okay. Just need to get our weight back below 45, and we can go ahead and start descending to those mapping locations. Oh, and I probably do want to grab... Take the charcoal. 3 charcoal. More than we need to get the rest of the map done. I can just leave 3 sticks behind. That'll work. So needless to say, in this time of day, it's not going to be considered bright enough for us to map. We need to go there, there. It's around here. No, actually, the thing's over here, but yeah. So we got a couple places to map, and maybe a little bit more if we want to make the map prettier, but we're not going to be able to do that at this time of night, so we're going to probably do this climb down early. Well, where we started the episode is a place to quickly recover a bunch of fatigue, so that's probably where we're going to go next. And then we'll do another climb after warming up and regaining our fatigue. And then we can hit the 3 spots in sequence. Then probably load up a little bit heavy and move into Ash Canyon, because we'll have technically finished Timberwolf Mountain. You're going to want to move the food, basically the rolling, well, move the oats into Ash Canyon. Where we'll have the Ash Canyon base camp be while we're mapping Ash Canyon.
So cold. Just want to lay down for a bit.
To be fair, the cave I'm ducking in here is normally the cave I would take up to get up here. we took the shortcut because we put the rope up the first time it came up. And it isn't a shortcut. It's you got to go over a rope climb either way, and you lose most of the fatigue in the rope climb, not necessarily the walking. Then walking around caves is pretty casual to do anyway. Sleep until we have full fatigue. I put 4 hours in because I knew it was going to be less than 4 hours. And it was. If I'm desperate for food, I can eat the dog food or the cattail stalks. But there's a decent possibility I'll actually get all the way back down to our base camp before I need to eat. So, and I'm going to go over to the deer clearing. The deer clearing has meat already pre-cooked in there, so I'm not worried about food. So I'm going to take this rope climb down, which is a different rope climb than the one we took up. Because it's going to take us to what I think is the last place I haven't mapped quicker. Does mean the trek over to the deer clearing is going to be a little riskier, because there's predators between the place I'm going to map and the place I'm going to go, but it'll probably be fine. So there's the falls over there. I assume that's the place it wants me to map, so we're going to go find a convenient place near the bottom of the falls to map. Well, in this weather I was going to have to start torch anyway to get the fire going, so we're just going to have to start it earlier. But yeah, this is very similar to how this corner is in last time I was here in Stalker. This area is positively nice.
To escape this cold.
When I was here last in Stalker, there was 3 wolves, not just 1. This is Eric's Falls. This is the first time I've been here on this run. Honestly, because there isn't very much to do over here, other than to map the falls. It's a beautiful location, not a lot of loot.
Come on, come on.
Minus 15, so I'm gonna have to put a piece of coal on here. Should warm up while we map. So there we go, there's Eric's Falls. Scrolling around the map, see anything that I'm... Well, there won't be named areas because I know where the named areas are. I'm just looking to see if there's anything the mapping has revealed that I missed. And that to the cave system is actually the way over to Blackrock. And it's the way every time I spawn in Blackrock that I leave Blackrock, to be fair. Give our guy some morning porridge. Do I have... No, I've prepped all the birch bark, so it's ready to go in tea. Put some gourmet porridge. I don't remember if this map has a purpose cache. I feel like it might be over this area over here. There is one.
cold is making my head feel thick.
This is not the optimal way to my next objective, to be fair, so that's why I didn't take a little fuel out of the fire. I'm planning on going back to the fire to warm up. If I don't see what I'm looking for. And I don't see what I'm looking for, so I'm probably about to head right back over to the fire. Do a little bit of sprinting here. Minus damage. That was in Birch Park.
Never felt so cold in my life.
Oh. Here's some people raiding. Hope you're enjoying what you're seeing if you're still here. Doesn't look like anyone's actually put anything in chat, so hopefully haven't missed anyone's messages. Making the link forge to up. As cold as it is, this is still good looking weather, so I'm at least going to try to travel over to the next mapping location. Actually, let's warm up one of my Birch Park teas. So we're probably going to take some condition damage on the march from cold. There's a cave up here. I'm going to check to see if it has any loot. Before I head over to Deer Clearing, to map Deer Clearing. Waterfall Cave, which is a location. Interesting. It's not required for Faithful Cartographer. I'd still map it anyway, so it shows up on the map. So this area I'm walking through right now sometimes has bear, sometimes has wolf. Or at least it did before the wildlife refresh. I haven't been up here since the wildlife refresh, so I don't know what I'm going to run into. Or if I'm going to run into anything, to be fair. Once you read the Deer Clearing, at least as far as Faithful Cartographer is concerned, there's nothing up this side of the map. Everything interesting mostly in Timberwolf Mountain area is either on the way up the mountain or south of the mountain, and this path north of the mountain is got like, granted, saying north, that's upside of the map, and based on Echo West and Echo East, the developers might actually consider this the south side of the mountain, but the mountain. This side of the mountain there isn't very much. Whoops. Almost walked off the cliff there. Slope I want to go down is that side. Whoops, wind took my ignition in the torch. It is sunny for the moment, so when I get where I'm going, I might be able to just start a fire using the sun. See how quickly we get there and if the wind plays along.
Can't feel my feet.
And it is fairly cold, and this is an active bear spawn, so we may come across a bear. Hopefully the bear is not between us and where we're going.
I'll die if I don't warm up soon.
Almost to the deer clearing. This level of wind, I might duck into the cave and try to map from the cave. Because I don't think it's going to be... Well, I don't think I'm going to have enough wind shelter to get the fire up, otherwise to stay warm. And I prefer not taking the 7 to 8 condition damage that I would take from mapping cold. Oh, there's the bear. Had I known that deer clearing wasn't going to map from the summit, I might have mapped it on the way up. Wouldn't have really changed my thought process on how to get down from the mountain, but we wouldn't be contemplating how we can map here. Instead, we'd just be trying to get warm and walk through. Okay, let's see from the warm bit of the cave if we can actually technically map the clearing from here. And that probably counted. At some point I'll come back through and pretty up the map. We've got a bit missing there, a bit missing there that aren't required for Faithful Photographer. This is what I'm doing primarily. So yeah, we got just missing the one, that's the 2 Ash Canyon spot. Let's take the moment to warm up. Oh, I missed the flare there. Don't need that flare. Warm up by sleeping quickly in the bedroll. Okay. Grabbed a quick sip of tea while the character slept. So, somewhat surprised at that. Well, actually, no, I think this cave was revealed by the memento we found. Which is why I haven't had to map this cave. This cave is the cave to Ash Canyon, whereas the bit that we have left to map for Faithful Photographer is the footpath to Ash Canyon. I'm going to go ahead and stop by the base camp I set up in Ash Canyon, or in Timberwolf Mountain, down at the cabin, pick up the food we stashed there, carry it into Ash Canyon, so we're not going to go straight to Ash Canyon. But that's basically the plan. So we get into Ash Canyon and get to that base camp. And then we'll start mapping Ash Canyon. I'll go to the carrying capacity and pick my stick and stone that I left behind. And from this point, the rest of the way to my food stockpile, and where I want to move the food stockpile, to be fair, between those places there's no climbs, so I could be a little bit overweight like I am right now, and it won't be too much of a problem. And I suppose I technically don't need to really care about my fatigue either. Though, trying to minimize how overweight I am does help with moving fast. I should not get too carried away with picking up everything I see.
Can't feel my hands.
There is a cave right around the corner here. Take the moment. Next corner. Always fakes me out. Might take the moment to warm up in the cave. The weather is good, but it's not that good, so I'm not feeling the rush to get where I'm going. While the weather's good. Thinking 1 hour snooze in this cave will get us fully warm. Yeah. To be fair, the weather may have improved during that hour. Ah, much better. Right up at the point where if we're in the wind shade, we're minus 10. Just passing over the minus 10 mark in the wind shade. It's maybe not that much better. It's just enough wind to make it a bit bad. If it wasn't windy, this would be good weather. Oh, that was back. How do I want to deal with this? Thinking it's actually too windy for me to deal with it the way I want to. So I'm just gonna have to walk the dog for the bit here. Hopefully you guys don't get too freaked out by a wolf following me. Because it's gonna follow me most of the way down the hill at this point. It might not actually follow me across the tree. I don't know how its pathing is going to work around the tree. So this is the canyon or ravine that we're going to walk down to get to Ash Canyon. So that's actually the bit we want to map it right down there. We might even be able to map it from there, but I'm not going to try. It stopped growling. It doesn't look like it's following me, so I don't think it can actually pass over that tree. Not going to hang around to find out, but... I think we may have lost it. Based on the markings, this is probably the moose spawn for my Timberwolf Mountain. Not currently up. This might be where it spawns. This wing either was mapped from when we were on one of the Echo Hills or was mapped from Summit. I'm not sure which. Ooh, bird bark.
My fingers feel numb.
Just got a glitched wolf there. We're gonna leave it with its kill. Looks like I'm gonna get a little bit of damage on the final approach here to my base camp.
Freezing.
Shouldn't be a real problem because I've got plenty of munition. This is not a no one gets out alive style run. This is just a normal interloper. Checking the time of day. Looking dark and dim because of the weather going bad, not necessarily because it's dark and dim. Go ahead and feed our character a little bit. We'll warm it up in this nice cabin here. I'll be taking a little bit more cold standing where I am. Yeah, I'll have to get cold, which is fine. Came down here mainly to pick up these oats, so I can move them to the next base. When the guts haven't had time to cure. It's a little bit of a shame. can't do what I was thinking about doing. Instead, we'll just warm up here and head back out again. And we're a little bit overweight, but that's manageable levels of overweight. I suppose there's also a place where I should leave fuel behind. Let's leave some sticks behind. Yeah, that'll help a little bit. Sleep an hour and see what the weather looks like. Looking at the time, this is probably where I should put the part break in for YouTube. So if you're watching YouTube, I hope you've been enjoying. I'm going to continue recording, so if you're watching on Twitch, feel free to continue watching, but basically I'm going to Alt-Tab quickly, end the YouTube recording, and then start another YouTube recording up. So if you're watching on YouTube, there will be another part up tomorrow. Till then, wish you good luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part.